Andy Stevenson for SevereMMA, standing alongside Decky McAleenan, who has just pulled off an armbar finish here at Cage Wars 153. Maybe the most Decky McAleenan fight I've watched.
Yeah, that's feeling good. Like, that's from the start. This is one of these fights that had like a fire lit with me. Do you know, I got that sort of old drive back, that where I'm just out to fight. Like, you know, I'm out to hurt people, throw the body on the line, and whatever happens, happens. You know, like, and I knew that he wasn't going to be able to withstand the whole thing, and the finish would come. Like, you know, I thought it would have been the second round, but I don't know what, he was just leaning in and the arm bars were there. I should have got him away with the first one. There's no way my toes were in the cage.
Yeah. In the lead up to this fight, obviously it was the drop to 145, and I had been thinking about your run in kind of 2017, 2018 on the Irish scene where it was electric, but there was always adversity. You'd come through a bit of adversity and then you'd get a highlight reel finish, and you've done it again tonight. Did you ever feel in danger at all throughout the fight?
No danger at all. I feel like a strong lightweight fighting a featherweight. Do you know, like, it was a bit rusty in there. I gave up a couple of silly takedowns, and look, at no stage was in any danger. He landed a couple of elbows, but they were dull shots. Like, they weren't doing any damage, you know. So I was happy enough. Just I've got a good defence whenever someone's elbowing me, just to take the point of the elbow away, and then from that it's not that dangerous as such. So I was happy with the fight in general, and I was happy with the way I protected myself and kept the fight going.
It's obviously been, you know, a tumultuous portion of your career. There's been ups and downs, and you've been on a bit of a losing streak, but to come back, like, it must feel really, really good to get back in the win column, and you know, obviously coming off a tough loss last time.
Yeah, coming off, like, everyone knows me, like, knows what way I am. Even at this, I didn't want an easy fight for this one. Like, some of the names that I was offered to turn down the fights with me, like, there's a boy, I think his record was 8-2 or 7-2, and he turned down a fight with me because he wanted an easier opponent. I was like, lad, I haven't won a fight in 2 years. What the fuck do you want? Like, you know, and this is, I was on what, a 2-fight losing streak. As I said, I hadn't won 2 losses and a draw, and that's the fight that I wanted that he wouldn't take. You know, so it was looking like, I think there was 7, 8, 9 opponents all took the fight, and then whenever it comes to the contract, they all pull out. And then Adeshina, I don't want to butcher the man's first name, so he took the fight. He was from Tobias. Ian had said it was from Tobias' management, so they're good, reliable, and I knew then that we had an opponent, and a solid opponent in Adeshina.
Yeah, one of the most admirable things I think about your career is you've never shied away from a tough fight. You've always kind of gone after the toughest fight out there. Are you going to continue to step back and maybe let your coaches kind of look at that area for you, or are you, because obviously you're 145 now, so there's a lot of names in that division, are you looking at anyone in particular, or are you going to kind of step back from that process?
No, I'm not looking at anyone in particular. I'm looking at everyone. Do you know what I mean? Whoever, the same, my career's been an easy one to match. It's the best opponent that's sent over, the best opponent that will accept the fight, that's who I'll fight. And yes, the managers, the coaches are having more of a say in it, but at the end of the day, if a fight doesn't get me up out of bed in the morning, I'll not take it.
I noticed that you came out from Marcin's fight, obviously a very, very close teammate. You've been training together for over a decade at this point. Watching someone like that who you care about very much and go in and take a loss when you're fighting like a couple of fights later, how do you deal with that, I guess, when you're about to fight?
This is the first time I've got to do something about it. Usually I've had to watch teammates take losses and sit there with your arms folded and not be able to do anything about it. It was sickening that Marcin did lose. I was meant to be cornering him tonight, and just before it, Seb had told me that I have to be focusing on myself, and I was gutted with that, but look, it was just one of them things. Marcin got unlucky. It was a tough fight, and if anything, there was no messing. Whenever that fight was over, I got my hands wrapped, and there was a different atmosphere in the warm-up room. There was no one stopping me tonight. And you've seen from the way I fought, he's dangerous, he's explosive. I'm straight after him, straight into the firing line, and we'll see, because I'm more dangerous. You know, like, that's the way I was looking at it.
You're a busy man. Our fighting championship coming back again in just a couple of months. When do you want to be active again? When do you see yourself fighting again this year?
I'll go and get checked up here. I'll go and see one of the doctors and see what one of the old injuries is, see what needs done with it, and then take it from there. Hopefully sooner rather than later.
Well, look, congratulations, great performance.